All right, welcome everybody to Be Mother Live. This is the very first side-by-side episode. I think it's a pretty good place to start. We've got the brand new XM Studios Colossus here on my right. Just came out like last week. And this one here is actually pretty new as well. This is from Sideshow Collectibles, only a few months old itself. So both released this year, so we're going to get into things here to do a little bit of comparison. And hopefully, if you're on the fence, don't know which one to get, I can help you decide. Or if you're just curious to see how they look next to each other, welcome. This is the place to be. All right, so I've got a few things to go through. Feel free to type your questions in if you have any as we're going along here. But we'll start off with the overall size of each piece. And, you know, it's a little bit deceiving. If you could stand them both up straight next to each other, they'd be pretty comparable in height, but it's pretty apparent, I think, with having them so close to each other, that the XM1 just has more body mass to it. Definitely a bigger, bulkier Colossus right here. It's big. I noticed an obvious size difference. Height, as I said, about the same, but just a beefier guy over here on the right, for sure. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to type them up. Everyone says hi back. Hope you guys are doing good tonight. Okay, so as I said, XM, definitely a bigger, bulkier piece compared to the Sideshow one. Paint, let's talk about the skin on the two. XM, I find, definitely is a brighter silver color. Just a little more like a shinier look to them. The Sideshow one, a little bit of a darker undertone to it. And I don't know if I'm seeing things, but when I look at it, I see a little bit of almost a gold hue to it. You know, he's silver, but there's something there. There's a little bit of an undertone to him. So definitely a brighter, you know, more traditional silver on the XM. But overall, I'd say the paint job on the Sideshow is probably a little bit cleaner. There's a few blemishes here and there on the XM1, like around the knee here, on the silver areas. As I said, it's a nice color, overall pretty good finish, but I probably would say the Sideshow has a bit of a cleaner paint job out of the two. Was the XM box massive? It was really like wide, had a big wide footprint. It wasn't very tall, it was only about this tall, but it had it was a big big footprint box for sure. Let's go details. If you like that, you know, really high texture, a lot of little fine details, the XM has more of that. Definitely, you know, the texture on the armored parts. You know, you can see all the battle damage there. The texture on the suit. You got the leather. You got the dimpled areas as well. So definitely. More of those smaller, finer details on this guy versus the Sideshow, which has more of a smooth, definitely more of a classic take on the costume right here. So in terms of that, if you like those little details, you want that high texture, that more of a modern look, definitely XM. If you want just a simple, straightforward, classic looking Colossus, definitely the Sideshow is the one for you there. Displayability, that's a big thing these days, especially for me. I'm really running out of room on my display shelf. Actually, I'm way out of room. I'm way past that point, actually. So naturally I had to get two Colossuses for that. Sideshow definitely is easier to display, definitely. The base, you know, it's about 13-inch diameter. The spike ball sticks out a little bit past that. He weighs about 25 pounds versus the XM, which is about 21 inches or so to the outside of the eye, and about 15 inches deep, and it weighs closer to 40 pounds. I mean, this is a much bigger piece overall, and going to be a little bit more tricky to display. I don't even know where exactly I'm going to put it at the moment. Yeah, Austin, you say XM for the win. It's dynamics. Definitely a unique. They're definitely two totally different takes on the character, in my opinion. That's why, you know, I'm a big fan of the character. So I'm happy to have both here. So I'm not going to choose for you which one I like better. Just want to show you guys the difference between the two. I mean, really, the Sideshow one is just that classic looking piece. This one, you know, is the XM stylized version, a little bit, you know, modernized and a little bit sleeker, I'd say. One thing I want to note is just, I mentioned how the XM one is definitely noticeably bulkier, just a bigger, beefier guy, except for the feet. The Sideshow Colossus feet are like 4.5 inches long, and then his are about a whole inch shorter. So the feet are noticeably different size. It's a little bit of an odd look when you see them side by side like that. So there you have it, guys, with just a quick comparison between the two. As I said, much more classic looking Colossus here. Definitely easier to display. Going to be easier on your shelves. He's a little bit lighter. I love the Lockheed here. If you got the exclusive coming, I really like that. A little splash of color and then a little bit of character insight as well with the tie to Kitty Pryde. But other than that, neither statue has any switch outs. It's basically what you see is what you get, which is kind of interesting. Usually you get something, especially with XM. It's not very common for them not to have a switch out. So there you have it. As I said, if you want kind of a centerpiece Colossus for your collection, I think the XM is probably the way to go. It's totally unique. It's an action pose. It's really going to stand out, and it's got that little bit of extra size there. But if you're an X-Men collector and you just kind of want a Colossus just to kind of complete off your team, Sideshow might be the way to go. It's a really nice piece. They did an excellent job with it. The paint is really clean on it. It's still got that really nice quality feel, and easier to display. It's going to be way easier to display this guy than this guy for sure. So I'm just trying to catch up on some of the comments here. If I missed any questions, I will go back through the video and I'll type out the answers in the comments there. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. I noticed now that the comments are covering up the Sideshow one. So, oh well. I do have reviews on both these guys. If you want to see any close-ups of them, you can see, you know, I go in pretty in-depth detail about both of them there. So there you go. Next piece, let's see. Oh, there's my cousin. That's my cousin David there. What's the next piece I want to add? I have a few coming next week. I've got the XM Studios White Queen, Emma Frost, adding to the X-Men collection. So that's the next one coming. I will do another live video with her, so if you want to ask any questions about Emma Frost, how she turned out, I'll do a quick live stream next week. Am I getting magic? No, I'm not getting magic. Unfortunately, I kind of slept on that one. I didn't decide I wanted it until after it had sold out, so probably not getting magic. Any noticeable difference? Yeah, I don't know if it's getting picked up on camera. As I did talk about it a little bit, but I'll go through it again. I think the XM Colossus, it's definitely it's a brighter silver color. I'm not sure what to compare it to, but it's just a little bit more. It seems to catch the light maybe a little bit better and be a little bit shinier look to it. The Sideshow one, it's a little bit, I don't know what it is. It's got a darker, I don't know if they put like a color underneath to make it a little bit darker, and I get a little bit of gold out of it. I don't know why that is, but both look really nice. But you know, minor differences. I think they both look pretty good. Tell us what I prefer. Spill it. You know, as I said, I think this guy here is probably going to go with my team setup. On the wall behind the camera here, I've got a lineup of X-Men here. He's probably going to stay over there because he fits in a little bit easier around the other X-Men. This guy here is probably going to go somewhere on his own. As soon as I figure out a spot for it, he'll probably go in a different spot where he can kind of stand out, because I think it's more of a centerpiece, this one, just because it's so unique. So that's my opinion on the two there. All right. So they're all tax deductible. I wish. They're not tax deductible. I don't have it's not an official business. This is all still a hobby for me. So I don't make any money at this. if anyone knows how to make money at this, let me know. Because I'd love to hear it. But yeah, like you said, someone said, what business? All right, so there we have it. We got 2 Colossuses. I think either way you guys go, if you're X-Men collectors, I don't think you can go wrong with either one. They're both really, really nice. Great pieces from both companies. It's an X-Men collector's dream right now. They're both pumping out excellent collectibles of each. I'm going to do another side-by-side like this with Gambit. Whenever I get my Gambit from Sideshow, I have no idea. I ordered it months ago. I didn't get it. I know people who ordered several days ago and are getting theirs. So I don't know how Sideshow works, but as soon as I get it, we'll do another one of these with both of them. And I'll tell you what I think, and you guys tell me what you think about the 2 Gambits. So there you have it. I'm going to sign off here. Are the heads both the same? One more question here. Are the heads both the same size? Well, no, they're not the same size. And really, all that matters is that they look good on their respective pieces. And that's when people hold the 2 heads together and they take a picture with their cell phone. I mean, it doesn't really tell you much. But definitely this, as I said, this Colossus, he's a bigger, beefier guy. So his head is definitely bigger than his head. But I think they both suit their bodies well. And that's really all that matters, in my opinion, when it comes to that. So which X-Men would I like to see made? Okay, I've got a list of X-Men that I want, or that I need to finish off my collection. I need a Psylocke. I need Storm. I need a Nightcrawler. I have the Comic Cat, but I'd like another Nightcrawler. Archangel and Beast. Those are the 5 X-Men. And then villains, I want an Apocalypse. I love a Mr. Sinister as well. So a couple villains that I'd love to see made. So that's for me. I'm still, if those characters get made, I still got another couple years here in this hobby before it breaks me, I think. Okay, so there you have it. The 2 Colossuses. Make this a business. Well, YouTube doesn't pay that much, Scott. If it did, trust me, I'd be doing this full time. But on my level of my channel, it does not pay that well. So I'd love to, but anyways, thanks to everyone for tuning in. Definitely gonna have John Band just tuned in, so definitely gonna have both Gambits coming in a series or in a video just like this, side by side. So if there's anything you'd like to see or like to know in the future for this type of episode, let me know. Just drop it in the comments, and I'll try to incorporate what I can. So thanks everyone for tuning in to Be Mother Live, and we'll talk to you guys soon.